Laura.
I can't hear you.
Yeah, I can't hear you, Laura.
Hold on. Let me test. Let me try something. Hold on. Let's see. Testing.
No,
Testing now.
a little bit.
Yeah, before it was way off.
Yeah.
Testing.
It's like in and out. Like
Yeah.
Like one word you'll like, or one part of the word will go high and then it'll like go out.
A little bit.
It's
very
like
tiny.
super low.
Yeah.
Okay, you guys say hi. Oh, Anthony, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, my mic was being annoying. Anthony walks in and I'm like, hey, now you can help me. And then it started working. So
It
we're
worked. How it worked.
Crisis averted.
He just had to walk in the room.
Yeah. He knows that I'm like technologically challenged. So anyways, guys, no, I'm good now. Thanks. As you can tell, my regular crew is not here with me tonight, but I have some of the coolest ladies in the community. We got Sarah at She Geek. Sarah, welcome back.
Thank you.
Yay. We got Haley at Shy Comic Girl. Welcome back. So glad to have you. And then a new addition to the shows, Queen Key. Welcome on. I hope you're not too nervous. It'll be fun.
Yes, I believe so.
I'm excited.
Okay, before we get started, let's say hi to the chat. We got Rob, welcome in. John, hello. H&H, we got Toom, Big Remo. We got Namesh is in the house. Oh gosh, I'm really behind the chat. Paul Holloway, what's up? Metal Face, Ace Comics. Morello, hello. Good to see you in. That's Mike over at CBSI. We got Sheldon. Oh, guys, Becky, there's my sister. Welcome in.
Nice.
We are sponsored by Cover Price, so shout out to them. If you use code NERDVANA14, you get 1 month of their unlimited membership for 99 cents. What else do I usually say at the beginning of these things? Oh, Bird City Comics is our retailer sponsor.
Yeah.
I should know that one. All right. Yes, there. Perfect. So guys, we are going to be covering one of my favorite artists. I think it's one of all of our favorite artists.
Yeah.
Jenny Frison.
Beautiful.
Yeah, this is going to be a good one. Hopefully you guys buckle in. We are doing a Jenny Frison giveaway, which I'll have Anthony bring in a bit.
Ooh.
But to kick it off, artist insights. Sarah, you want to cover the top part?
Yeah, we're going to talk about, her name is Jenny Frison. Her credits are cover artist and illustrator. Her medium is digital and traditional.
Very nice.
Her key traits, which I love, like the realistic painted style, which is so good. She has a beautiful use of light and glows, evocative poses and expressions, and detailed yet subtle line art, which is absolutely gorgeous, and a strong central character with muted backgrounds.
Wow.
I love her backgrounds. Her colors are amazing. The yellows, the golds, the blues. She's just great. I was noticing some of her art earlier, and the vibrancy of the reds and the blues are just amazing.
Yes.
I love.
We're all going to fangirl this entire show. I can feel
100%.
it. I was just going, we love it the entire Nomad Comics, welcome on in. Danger Room, welcome Ovar. And we got our first super chat of the show. Thank you so much to Eddie Rodriguez. We'll do our little dance. Okay. I was going to take this slide off, but I didn't have time, so I'm going to leave it on here. I just kind of thought it might be interesting for people to know, if you're not already aware, that Jenny draws a lot of her inspiration for her pieces from the Czech painter Alphonse Mucha. He was really prominent during the Art Nouveau period from like 1890 to 1910. But look at this, girls. How cool is it that a painter from the late 19th century is still being translated into modern comic book art?
So relevant. It's beautiful.
Yeah, love it.
I adore, like, I love when artists, like, you find out that their inspiration is from like these old style painters. Like, I'm totally on board for it.
Yeah.
It's so surreal that it creates this immortality that they are able to survive and their techniques to survive for this long. And the Art Nouveau period was known for really ornamental pieces. He did a lot of posters, and you see the same color palettes being used and those really beautiful organic lines.
Yes.
So that's my nerd side.
A little art history, right?
I know. I'm like, I better not go overboard and just people, but
Well, I think what's really interesting that you're saying that kind of immortalize it is the fact that that's kind of how it is with comics, right? The way that they're written is like they're constantly being rewritten or reinterpreted with like all of these characters. And so just kind of being able to see that with art is fascinating. And then the combination of both. So
perfect. Yeah.
Oh, my fellow nerd Haley. That makes me feel so much better. I was like, should I take this slide out? Yeah. Muha's amazing. And just so you guys know, that is the right pronunciation. It's Muha. People always call him Mucha, but it's Muha.
Is it Italian?
It's Czech.
I love that.
Czech.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. So before we start our official market report, I threw up a couple more I guess you would say examples of that same color palette being used. So you have Wonder Woman 73, Wonder Woman, I think that's 78. Can't read it. And then 79. But all three of those can still be found under $5.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's gorgeous. I mean, just everything about I just want all
You're
of her
such a warrior.
I know.
Well, I mean, I don't know about you guys, but we'll go down the line on this. Sarah, what was your first time seeing Frison? Was it Wonder Woman?
Mm-hmm. Actually, okay. So the first time was Wonder Woman, but I didn't like it. And then I saw my first cover that I fell in love with was Revival. And then now I love her I love everything. I love her Wonder Woman's. I just everything. Just love it, everything. Yeah. So yeah. Revival was my first love.
Revival. That's a good one. That's an earlier one too. What about you, Haley?
So I honestly can't remember my first Jenny Frison, but I do really remember the Poison Ivy and Harley Quinn one that had come out, I believe, like last year, earlier this year. And no, last year, definitely. And it was absolutely gorgeous. And then I have like the House of Slaughter one that she has the foil variant one. It was just so beautiful. And then I mean, she's Chicago based, so I saw her at C2E2 and ordered a bunch of her covers to get signed.
I want to go there one of these days just to meet her. But
she's sweet.
Yeah,
she seems sweet, but she's so like intimidating. I think you guys have probably heard Jen and I talk about this on the show. Like Jen's too scared to approach her. She's so pretty and she's just so like, talented that I think I would.
Yeah.
Queen Key, what about you? What was your first exposure?
Fearless 1 through 4, her connecting variants. I love. So they're just the colors. They're all reminiscent of what I'm seeing now. So yeah.
Well, buckle up, you three, because I tried my best to include a nice range of her stuff. We here all night if we don't reel it in. So. All right, so let's get started. Guys, if you are just joining us, we're at a little over 40 views. If you've never been here before, welcome into Comic Book Women. Every Tuesday, we are here doing a market report on a different artist or creator that's relevant. And I mean, Jenny Frison's always relevant. So here we go. Let's kick it off with her first work. So there's a little bit of debate here because Hack Slash was technically her first commissioned work, her first hired on work, but her first published was Voltron. So you'll see that's where the price discrepancy comes in. So Hack Slash was from 2008. Again, first commissioned hired job, but Voltron was published first. So technically her first cover also in 2008. Sarah, you want to give us the stats if you can read them?
Yeah. So Heck and Slash. You know what's funny is I just read an interview about these two, and the reason why she got Voltron was because of Hack and Slash. So a little insight. So the last recorded sales value is $41.30. Graded was $175, and raw at $37.92. So pretty reasonable. Yeah,
it's not bad.
Voltron last recorded sales was $300, graded $252, and raw at $237.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, but what do you think, Haley? You have to own Voltron if you're a Frison fan, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, what I will say that I don't absolutely adore these covers, but I think that's just because like you're seeing like Frison at the beginning of like her cover career in this, right? So I think like when you show me the 3 covers previous or any of the other ones I've seen recently versus these, you see the like a lot of growth, I think, in her artwork.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah. So I think like, if you're a huge like fan, like owning like their first published artwork, definitely. I don't know that like I'm drawn to it in the same way as that I would want, but I mean, I think it's really cool to see the trajectory that she's like taken since then, right? Like if you put them next to each other, they look like her Wonder Woman stuff to this. It's like night and day almost a little bit.
Yeah.
100%
Definitely
agree.
major growth. It's beautiful from the start, but what she does now, it's just the power in her eyes, and I don't know. I love her newer stuff.
Sarah, I'm going back to what you said earlier. So she got Voltron by not screwing up Hackslash.
Yeah, basically.
That's essentially
she came to, it was crazy. She came to Chicago to get into the business. She just happened to meet Tim Seeley, who I don't know if anybody knows, but that is her brother-in-law.
What? I did not know that.
You didn't know that?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, that is her brother-in-law. But they were like, they were brother, sister-in-law then. But yeah, so she did this for Tim, and then Voltron just came along, and there you go.
Wow.
Yeah.
I had no clue, but I agree with you, Haley. The Hackslash is not my personal favorite. It doesn't even
kind of creeps me out.
I think that's what she was going for, maybe, but like I don't see Jenny Frison, the one that I know and love, in this cover. The Voltron's a little bit closer,
definitely.
But yeah, I agree with you. All right, ladies, let's keep on moving. So this one was brought to my attention. Matt DeVoe over at Cover Price messaged me. He's like, make sure you include IDW's The Dreamer #1. This is a ghost. And I was like, all right, let me prove him wrong. So I went hunting. You cannot find this cover. This is the cover B for issue #1 of The Dreamer, and it's nowhere to be found.
Wow.
That's going to put everyone in the chat on the hunt for
right.
We're going to see some.
I was like, I need to write this down.
I couldn't find it. I bought #2, 3, and 4, but I could not find #1. If anybody out there ends up finding it, you have to tag me and let me know, because this 100%. Is definitely hard to find. But yeah, all right. So Sarah, give us the stats on this.
So the last recorded sales was back in January of this year, and that was $25. Graded, no information, and raw at $33.32.
Yeah, I mean, what do you think of the cover, Haley?
It's gorgeous. I mean, we're seeing more of the Frison that we know and love, like in this cover, the close up of like the woman, the face, being more detailed and alluring. I love. I think like in terms of like color, like you still see that she's like kind of like messing around with like trying to find like her own color palette that like is like I feel like iconic to her in a lot of ways. Man, I'm just surprised. Like it's a ghost, but also last recorded sales $25. So it's not like, I think like because maybe people can't find it, they're not even really looking for it anymore. Right. So if you find it, buy it. It probably won't be a lot.
Ooh. Well, yeah, if it's for 25, yeah, it's definitely, but it's a beautiful cover. It's very, come here, drawing, bring yourself to me.
Well, The Dreamer is very romantic. I don't know if you guys read that series, but it's very romantic. Even the opening pages, you're like, ooh, okay.
Ooh, that is up my alley. So now I'm going to, this is officially on my like hunt list. Like I have to find this book.
If you find this, Haley, I mean, I would be thrilled for you. Jealous in equal measure, but thrilled. I would be just like so excited, but I've never seen it in the wild. I can't find it on eBay. I even started like hunting around just random stores and
nothing.
And still nothing.
Wow.
I feel like it's going to be one of those things where you're just like, have to go to like some kind of con or just like some obscure comic shop and like hunt through the bins. Like I feel like that's
somewhere in the wild.
Yes, somewhere hiding.
2008 though, so it's like almost 15 years ago, and so finding this, I mean, maybe you never know.
Exactly.
Right.
Collections are popping up everywhere, so
That's true. I'm sure somebody has this in their box somewhere they just don't remember, or I don't know. Yeah. All right, let's keep cruising. So next up, we have, I'm sure you've all seen this, Serenity Firefly Class 03-K64. This one is a Emerald City Comic Con exclusive, and I was talking again with Matt DeVoe from Cover Price because we needed update information. He's like, holy crap, Laura. The last one sold in February, raw for $400.
That's crazy.
Yeah, go ahead, Sarah.
Yeah, so last recorded sales, so the raw was at $400 back in February. Graded, it was at $140, and raw is at $400. That's amazing. Wow. Amazing.
Would you pay $400 for it? They're limited to 1,000 if that helps weigh your decision.
I think maybe I would, just to her stuff is like Pokemon. You got to collect them all. So
I absolutely love the lighting in this. Like, I love when artists play with light on a cover. Like, it just gives it so much more depth, and all of the reds. It's so beautiful. I mean, this is like, now I feel like we've reached like true Jenny Frison is right here, Yeah. This is who we know and love.
And it's like the light draws us, because for the past few weeks we've been talking about light and artists, how the light comes through and it just draws people. I love it. So yes, definitely.
Somebody remind me, what's this character's name? I've seen the series.
I haven't seen the series.
You haven't seen Firefly, Haley?
I haven't seen it or read it.
Yeah.
Nor have I.
Wait, seriously? Okay, you're all fired. Sorry, guys. I had to fire all 3 girls. No, I'm just kidding. They can be back. Really? You guys haven't seen Firefly? What is her name? Somebody in the chat, help me out here. Anara. There we go. This is Anara. Thank you, Mike. She's like, she's not a prostitute. She's like a concubine. Well,
sort of. Watch it.
A companion. She's a companion. It used to be on Netflix. So she rents a room on their ship, and when they go to different like planets, she works as a companion for different people.
All right.
So I have a new show to watch.
Right?
No, you still owe me Home Alone.
I know. I feel like every time I come on this show, it's like we find out like more things I haven't watched that feel really iconic.
She's a space
A very high paid, companion is what they call her. Yeah. Queen Key, come on, you gotta watch.
I love it. I love the sexuality of it. It's just even with her stuff, it's drawing. You want to touch her.
Right? Yeah, you and every other person on board the planet.
Right?
You got to make that money, right?
You have to. But again, great use of light. So guys, if you are able to get a hold of this book, I feel like this is becoming one of the must-haves if you are a collector. Voltron, I think, is definitely up there. I think this is up there.
So
but I don't know if anybody wants to drop $400, so we'll try to kind of give you some variation. This is my personal favorite, so I included it. Sheldon Drudge, you were saying in the chat earlier that you loved beauty, and here it is. Anthony bought me one of these, a 9/8 for our something anniversary a while back. But this is my own personal favorite, so I included it. Let's go down the line, Sarah.
So we got last record sales back. It's April 2nd at $129. We got a graded 9.8 for $129, and we have a raw for $40, which I cannot believe for beauty. $40. That's pick it up, people.
That is not bad at all.
No,
I feel like I would 100% drop the $129 on like a graded copy of this, like especially for a 9/8. Like that is stunning. I love. I feel like I'm just gonna keep saying the same things over. The light play is beautiful. The color palettes. What I love about Frison too is that she makes like women so powerful, yet like it is kind of sexual, but not in a way where they lose their power.
Exactly,
and that's awesome. Like I love to see that. Like she's a total like badass. Like I love it.
Yes.
Queen Key, you're up.
I love her. She just. So I just started collecting these beauty line, right? But this cover would be my all-time favorite to have. It's beautiful. I love it. Just the soles of the eyes. Look at them.
Have you guys read the series? Anybody?
Yeah, I read like the first trade volume of like a while ago, but it was awesome.
Really?
The premise is basically that beauty becomes like a disease in a sense. And so she kind of illustrates that with like the cracking of the eyes and how the soul's leaving the body. It's again, one of my favorites. I have it hanging in my other office over there.
Definitely wall worthy.
Yeah. Isn't this? It's just, it looks like it's an evergreen piece. You can kind of interpret it however you want if you don't read the story and just want the art for it. But what you were saying, Haley, about the way she draws women, again, Muha was known for that. He would bring in models and he would keep their natural curves, but this really beautiful, idealized version of a female body. And I think she's kind of brought that with her along the way.
Yeah, it always feels like she is drawing like a real woman, right? Like it's not someone like that has been edited in any kind of way. And I love that because like there's some covers where the woman, I don't know, like I'll be like, do I love it? Like do I, there's like something a little bit where I'm like, but then I'm like, no, I really do. And it's because there's like still like some, I don't know, like not imperfection, but it's not just like totally like the same like photoshopped kind of face every single time. So I love it.
Yeah. Once again, she does her art beautifully. Yeah. And my notes when I wanted to do the show, power, strong yet soft.
Yes.
So it's just all that together. I love it.
Power, strong yet soft.
Yeah.
Anthony just went to the other room to give us the giveaways. Guys, we have a little over 50 people in the chat right now. Make sure you're sharing out and giving the show a thumbs up. We are doing a Jenny Frison giveaway. I'll pull it real quick before we continue on. The first one's going to be Catwoman 41. So this is the Batman.
I love that one.
Yeah, this one's pretty cool. It came out a while back, but she did a great job. And then this one just came out, the Catwoman 42. Which
that's amazing.
So how that's printed though. Did you guys follow her on Instagram?
I do, and I see the lingerie underneath.
Yeah. Yeah. The original, you can really see the lace detail in that lingerie, but when they printed it, it came up really dark. But it's still stunning. So both of those will be going home with somebody at the end of the show on the house. And I might throw in an extra Frison just for shits and giggles. All right, let's keep going. All right, I included these because I know there's a huge market out there for hip hop variants, and these two are just badass. So you have Miss Marvel #1. This is based off the Miseducation of Lauryn Hill, and then you have the Mighty Captain Marvel #1, which is based off the Life of Pablo by Kanye West. Give us the stats, Sarah.
All right, so last recorded sales was $300. We have graded at 41 and we have raw at $31.33. And the Life of Carol we got at last recorded sales at $87.50. We have graded at 301 and we have raw at $87.50.
What are your thoughts there on those, the prices?
I think it should be switched. I don't know why.
I think so too.
Yeah, I mean it's Lauryn Hill. That's that's an iconic cover.
So it's Kanye. He's even though a lot of people don't like him, he's still
true.
Yeah,
he's still a genius.
I'm surprised the like raw is. I actually own the Miss Marvel hip hop variant one because I freaking loved it. I love Miss Marvel, and then it was Frison, and then it was like Lauryn Hill, and I was like, all right, all of the things, like just buy it. I think I paid actually a little bit more than 30 though. I paid like $40 from it for my LCS. So I'm kind of surprised that like the most recent is about around 30, especially given like the show is coming up, and I feel like a lot of her books are heating up. So I'm surprised. Is there like the Mighty Captain Marvel? I'm surprised it's like as high as it is. I don't know. Okay. But then again, the hip hop variants in general all like pretty
steady
expensive in price. But I love both of these covers. So, I mean, I own one of them, so how could I not?
Nice, right?
My husband has the Miss Marvel one as well. But yeah, I prefer the Miss Marvel over the. But she shows her art in the other one a little bit, but her iconic oranges and that stone look that I love of that cover from The Education of Kamala Khan.
It's interesting, right? Oh, go ahead, Haley.
I was gonna say it's always like also interesting to see when like an artist has to kind of play by a certain kind of like rules versus like kind of having free range, where like, you know, her other covers are just like you see them, they're Frison, whereas with this I don't know if I would have like upon looking at it just been like, oh, that's her. You see that it's her like when someone tells you, and then I'm like, that's awesome, but it's not like a quick oh, that is like Jenny Frison. But I did a
great homage though. Yeah,
right. But it's fun to see them kind of like play within those rules sometimes to just see what else they can do.
Yeah,
that's true. I mean, I kind of agree with the mad respect over here that these are probably some of my least favorites, but that might be why, Haley. Maybe they're just too constricted to following the homage, and they didn't really let her. Like Stephanie Hans, you don't give Stephanie Hans an homage. You let her do her thing.
Yeah.
Tula Lote, same deal. You let her do her thing. There's just certain artists where I think it would, if I was going to do an homage to something, I don't think my first person that I would reach out to would be Frison. I would give her free range to do whatever the hell she wants because that's where she shines the most. So maybe I think you kind of nailed it there. So. Yeah. You guys are fantastic. All three of you guys are so insightful. I hope you guys in the chat are appreciating these ladies that I have on with me today because these women are something else. And Latasha, if you saw, she said she saw the Carol one for $6 at her LCS.
Whoa.
Buy it. Go back and buy it.
Yeah. Go ask back there and buy that. Yes. All right, let's keep going. This one I mentioned on a show a while back, but I was talking to Sarah and I was like, what's your Frison? Like, what does it for you? And she's like, Astonishing Ant-Man. So here you go, Sarah.
Yeah. So last recorded sales was $225, and that was the first of the month, and graded 9.8 was at $232, and a raw comic was at $66.66. And I would buy them all. I love this cover, and you know, I agree with what Haley said. Like, to me, this is the epitome of, like, you know, it's beauty and strength all in one, you know. You know, she's not in pain. You know, she's got all these, you know, throwing stars and, you know, arrows in her back, but she's not in pain. You know, she's kind of, you know, in solace, but you know she's going to get up and, you know, kick some ass because it's Psylocke. So
I love the movement in this one. Like I think that's also what I love with some of Frison's covers is like when you get movement in the hair, other aspects, like you're seeing it in the costume, and it's absolutely beautiful. Like it makes it feel a lot more realistic and gives it so much more depth that I'm like, I just want to sit and stare at it all day. Like it's what makes these covers just like really feel like a piece of art versus like, you know,
definitely evokes a lot of feelings.
Yes.
Yeah. Like she doesn't look defeated. She's going to get up. She's going to do what she's going to do, like you said, and kick some ass, but the solace in it as well.
Yeah. I can't tell what that look is on her face. I'm
about to kick some motherfucking ass.
Right? She's thinking. I think she's like in her head, like, you know, what's my next move? That's how I look at it. Is like, you know, she's kind of taking a moment.
Because you know when you get real mad and then you get silent?
Yeah.
So it's like when you move over the laundry, but now you got to put it away. You're like, I didn't mind moving it over, but now you know it has to get done. You just don't want to do it.
That's like exactly what my face looks like.
Me too. It's like, damn it. That's hilarious. Let me see here. This was from 2016. This is one of my favorites. I 100% agree with you, Sarah. I think that what Haley said about the movement, what we say about her being just like a badass about to just kind of rise back up, this is a must-have. And for $66 raw, I mean, from 2016, you could probably still find them in pretty decent condition and get it graded yourself. depending on like the seller rating and all that jazz, I think I probably would do it
to Red Hood, get it pressed.
Yeah, exactly. Damn, nice plug. That's perfect. Get it to Red Hood Comic.
Right.
The only guy worth giving these to. Really quickly, we're almost at 60, guys. So make sure you're giving us a thumbs up and subscribing to the channel. We are here every Tuesday and Friday doing shows like this. Tuesday is the Market Report. Friday is our flagship show. That one's a little bit crazier. We play a lot of games on that one. Did you guys watch the last Friday?
Last week, yes.
Yeah.
Moons and Tunes one. I can't believe I missed Scooby-Doo, but
Sherlock Holmes?
Talking to me about Home Alone, but Mrs. Scooby-Doo.
I see you, Haley. I see you. Oh, okay. I actually went and bought this before the show.
Like I have that one.
You really? Okay, I cannot believe this is going for $3. This is Lois Lane. This is from 2019. It's a Greg Rucka wrote the series, so you know it's going to be good. But there was something about that piercing gaze. Like she's looking at you. She's intelligent. She's powerful. She's sexy. I love the frayed edges on this. I think it's awesome. So I bought it right before we went live. All right, down the line. Sarah, you're up.
All right. Last recorded sales was at $2. I can't believe I'm saying this. $2.70 raw. This was back April 19th of this year. We've got a graded copy of a 9.8 at $24.99 and the raw at $3.04. So if you can pick, get it. Yeah.
I can't believe that 9.8 is $24. Like I'm buying that so quickly. That's like cheaper than some of her raw comics, and it's gorgeous. And Laura, like you were saying, the frayed edges are awesome. I love when like comics can like do either like frayed edges or make it look like it has like it's been aged, which is hilarious because like right when we find like an old comic, we're like, I want it to be in nice condition. Give me a newer comic that looks like it's been through the ringer, though.
I wouldn't mind paying shipping on that either.
Right.
But I love this. I love that we're getting, like Lois with like front facing and that piercing gaze, like Sarah was saying. Like it's so iconic and strong. Like that's what I feel like part of Frison is known for, is like the stare down.
For sure.
Yeah.
Those eyes always get me. The eyes and the background, the color, the red, the velvet, the fire. I love.
I mean, for $3, somebody up here was saying they found it in the dollar bin. Pull this out of the dollar bin. That's insane. Like I think
I'm going digging this weekend.
Right? So I bought one for $3.50 off of eBay, and then $3.50 shipping. So I paid $7.
That is not bad.
Yes. No,
I don't think it is. Joffrey, this is Lois Lane #1. This came out in 2019, and this is cover B. And yes, it's the distressed look that Haley loves. It's her favorite.
It is.
Anyway, all right. That one's a little bit more affordable because I feel like we were throwing up some of these things that are just kind of a little bit out of people's price range. This is a little bit more affordable. And shout out to Drunken Chat Son. That is Mel V in the house.
Hey.
Good to see you. All right. I wasn't going to include this. I was debating because everybody already knows about this cover, but I feel like it's become kind of synonymous with the series itself. And I do think it's iconic Frison, that if you're going to have a Frison, everybody wants this one. So I included the variations here. You'll have the regular store edition. There's a foil, which they're a little bit out of order. So the cheapest one was the regular edition, and the foil is the $281. And then there was a black and white, which went for $478. And then the one that's going for $502, that is a New York Comic Con exclusive that was only given away to attendees at the Diamond Retailer breakfast.
Wow.
So that's why off the charts. But so on this one, I just want to hear your guys' take of what you think of this art and what you think of the pricing. Sarah, you're up.
I've seen these covers, and again, it's that iconic, like we've just talked about the past couple covers, is that iconic stare. It's that strong, Erica Slaughter just is, she's gonna kick some ass. And I just love that's kind of Jenny's thing too, is these strong women who are just ready to kick some ass, but they're still gorgeous too. The price, but I'm kind of like Jen. I'm a bargain hunter, but if I need it, if I want it, maybe I'll go, maybe the 172. Maybe that's what I'll pick up if I really want it, and the husband will let me buy it.
You don't already own this, Sarah. I would think you would have this slabbed on your wall.
I don't have this one yet.
Okay.
Yet.
Keyword. Exactly.
That's right.
These are absolutely like awesome, and I think both Sarah and Lori, you were saying it's really iconic. I am not like a huge Something Is Killing the Children fan, mostly because like I haven't really dug into the series. Surprisingly, I'm like the last one on that bandwagon. So in terms of like the pricing, if I had like emotional connection to the series, 100%, like I would probably want one of these because they're just so good. They're so good. And that Diamond retailer exclusive one is beautiful. But personally, I like the ones that have like the full color with it, because then you get like the color adds to the piercing look in the eyes. So for me, I love those more, which would also save me some money. So
works out.
Right. And look at, she doesn't have a hair out of place.
Nope.
Facts.
At all, so but that's just why you FOC, because had I seen this from the beginning, I would have been all on it, but I'm a newer collector. Yeah, but it's beautiful. Price is a little steep for me right now.
So Nomad Domain kind of hits on that a little bit. Bought this instead of the cover A, buy what you like, and it ended up paying off for him big time. Because being aware of it, this cover is the reason I own a lot of Something Is Killing Children. Number one, first print. This would be my maybe favorite cover of her. Yeah, and then you said hit him up, Sarah. He might have an extra foil or the color splash.
All right. I'm gonna go grab my credit card.
Right?
There's Mother's Day coming up. I mean, that counts as a holiday. What else do we have? Like 4th of July.
Yeah.
I'm definitely buying comics for 4th of July.
Right, yeah, that justifies it.
A little bit of a reach. People don't do that. So like, happy 4th of July. I'm going to buy a slab. I don't know. It's I wanted to circle back though, because Haley, you were saying that you prefer the color, and I usually do too. I was talking to Trish. I don't know if she's still in the chat. Trish Forster is the artist behind Stray Dogs, and she was telling me that, okay, she gets my point about the color, but having the black and white really gives you a little bit more chance to see how talented the artist can be with their lines. So I'll give it that. I mean, the lines definitely do pop more on the black and white versions, but I want Jenny Frison to sit down with me one day and do my eye makeup.
100%.
Right.
Yeah. Big Remo's birthday is next Thursday.
Yes, ma'am.
See her. All right. We got this one. Mr. Longshort messaged me on Instagram, and he was like, he was excited about the show tonight. And he's like, this one doesn't get talked about very often, but it's one of my favorites. So you have Wonder Woman number 752, came out in 2020. And so I threw it into the show. Shout out to him. You guys make sure you're following him on Instagram. Great part of the community, very insightful collector. What do you think, Sarah?
This is not one of my favorite Wonder Womans, but I still love it. Like, I would still, buy it because it's Jenny Frison. It's awesome. I like the blue. This is kind of like some of her Wonder Womans where the blue is like heavily involved. But hey, for $8 raw, that's not bad at all. A graded copy at $74.99. And a raw copy at $7.07. It's another affordable, gorgeous piece of art.
Yeah.
I love the light in this, or like you see on the buckle, or like not on the buckle, but on the on her suit. There's like the light kind of like shining off of it in the glare, and that is awesome to me. Like I love when you get to see those kinds of details on covers, and it gives it just life. It brings it to life, and so I really like this cover. I don't read Wonder Woman often, but I will say the Wonder Woman covers I often have are Frison just because they're absolutely stunning.
Yeah, definitely. And that lasso, I just want to whip it on somebody real quick.
That lasso of truth.
That's it? You just want to lasso somebody?
And for $8, I would definitely pick it up. Beautiful brunette hair. I love the reds and the blues, and it's pretty.
Shout out to Nomad over here. Love DC and their minimal trade dress. I was thinking about that during when we had the Astonishing Ant-Man on, if like what that would have looked like if the trade dress hadn't been so prominent. But yeah, this is an interesting one. I like that it has the blue overlay, and you are starting to see her playing with light a bit. And as Trish said, people who can render gold are wizards, because apparently that's tricky.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't seem like an easy task at all. I mean, when you look at that, I'm like, there's so much detail in that. It looks amazing. And to the trade dress point, I feel like it allows her art to actually like breathe on the page versus like being, other things taken away. And I'm a person who loves trade dress versions over virgin variants. So
really?
Like, I do. I will forget whatever the book is if I don't trade dress.
That's a fair point.
Right? Makes perfect sense.
Alchemy on display. Okay. And they're all saying, Jen, I don't know if you're out there looking. She's moving right now, but they're saying this looks like you. This is the Jen variant.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Her hair and everything.
I can see it.
I can see it too. Jen's a beauty. All right. Abbott, 1973. I included this one because I think that she's playing a little bit different with her color palette here. And I like what she was kind of being a little bit more daring with her techniques. And this is an awesome series if you guys haven't read it. This is the, let me look here. This is the 1 in 25. And this came out in 2021. But there's also a virgin. So all the trade dresses removed, a virgin variant of this that was a one per store, like thank you variant. And it only goes for like a couple dollars more. Oh, wow. So either way, if you're into the trade dress like Haley is, or if you want to have like the virgin cover, you kind of have options with this. I'm a fan of the series. I don't know if you guys have read this or not, but it's a good one. And Tula Lote, who's one of my other favorite artists, she did amazing covers for this. Amazing. Where'd Queen Key go? We lost her. All right, so let's start down the line. Sarah, you're up first.
All right. Well, I like the, this tone of gold and red, those kind of colors that we talked about in the beginning definitely is prominent in this comic, this cover. And I mean, again, another affordable comic, another affordable piece of art, $18 back in January. Unfortunately, no graded copy price, but we have a raw comic again of $18. So yeah, again, another affordable, wonderful piece of her art.
I love the distressed look, which is like totally on point for me. No, I really like this. I do feel like I love often like Frison's covers when there's like more of a close up on like the face or like the torso kind of upwards. Like when you get full body, they do look really amazing, but I feel like I tend to lean towards some of the ones that are a little bit closer up. But I love the color palette here, and you seeing her like again. She just has a way with like working with like light, and you have like fire in the hands, and I mean it just looks like such a dope cover. And for $18, definitely not at all a bad price.
Not at all. And they're saying in the chat, I agree with you guys in the chat, that the trade dress looks cool here. That's what Latasha was saying. And that they include the design of the trade dress into the design of the cover. That to me makes sense to do it that way, when you can kind of have them, they just flow, they fit right. It's not a distraction. It makes sense. But yeah, you're right with Haley. Like you don't normally see this angle with her her work. She does a lot of asymmetrical stuff, which again is pretty close to what the Art Nouveau period would push, asymmetrical figures. So when you see this angle from her, it's a little bit different. It's just, I don't know. Yeah. You're sold, Sarah? $20?
Yeah, I can do $20. That's easy. that's bargain friendly.
There you go.
I like her hands. I don't know if people know, but she loves drawing hands and faces. That's one of her favorite things. So, and she does draw hands right. You know, you can see all, 5 fingers and they all look, correct. You know, some people, they just don't know how to draw appendages. So,
okay. Side note, because you brought it up. I had a high school teacher, my art teacher, in all of our assignments, he just made us draw hands all the time.
Please tell me
every like pastel hands, colored pencil hands, make marker hands. And like we spent a whole semester drawing hands. And I hated it at first, but then towards the end of it, now when people are talking, if you see me looking down, I usually look at people's hands. Like I like to see like what their fingers look like, if they have how their nails are shaped, because it tells you a lot about a person just looking at their hands.
That is, I love that for you. That you meet someone, you're just like, I'm gonna stare at their hands. But it's
stare at their hands.
But it is so hard to draw hands. Like people really don't do it well, like Sarah was saying. And it's really when you can get like even like any kind of art just like that deals with like hands and it looks beautiful. Like it really looks beautiful. It's like
right.
I feel like there's really an in between where you're like, oh yeah, you're like that doesn't look like hands, or like that's absolutely like gorgeous. It's like one or the other for me. And Jenny Frison does it right. So
yeah,
there's a couple artists I'm not going to name that do it wrong. I look directly at the hands. I'm like, what is happening there? Like,
right? I need you to put that in the private chat. Thank you.
Yes, I will. I will tell you. I'll tell you who I'm thinking of, and then you're going to look it up and be like, oh, holy hell, Laura was right.
Right.
Nope.
Like,
all right. Next up, we got Nocterra. I had to include this because this series is amazing. A. B, her rendition of Val is so on point. I am in love with this cover. I own, I think, 3 or 4 of them, and I'm going to keep collecting them because I think it's such a good series. There's so much potential here for this to become just a really cool show, movie, whatever. And it's affordable. Sarah.
Yay! Bargain!
Bargain!
No, isn't this going to be a show? I
think it got optioned.
Yeah. So that's cool. Yeah, I love this cover. I own this cover. I like, and like this, this is kind of what Haley was talking about, that beautiful movement, with the hair. I love a good hair moment, and the flare and her cape, it's gorgeous. And I cannot believe that last recorded sales was $3.20. That's crazy. Graded at a 9.8 was $39.99 and raw $3.53. Here you go, another affordable copy.
It's crazy.
Yeah,
I love it. I really want this because I feel like what is cool about the movement in the Frison cover, especially something like this, is it kind of almost brings you into the world. Like I feel like I could just imagine her like walking through the forest with this fire stick and like doing her thing. Like I want to know more, and I think that's like a sign of a great cover is like looking at it and it drawing you in and you wanting to know more about the character, about the world that they're immersed in, and that's what this cover does. And it's also I'm gonna go buy this after the show.
This is one, and somebody's saying this in the chat. Slabs under 40 don't really make sense, and I agree. Like, who in their right mind? It costs like $27 to slab something, unless you're like a retailer or whatever. But it's like, where's the profit there? Like, where are you making the money? For $40, you buy the 9.8, hands down. Like they're totally a bargain. And I think the more and more that she evolves and grows, the more her stuff is going to become so expensive. Slabs under 40 are 1 of 25 in a box that they graded and paid half cover as a dealer. That could be the case. It could be, for sure. And hi, Ultra, by the way. Have you read this series, girls?
I haven't. No.
Okay, so what the whole story? Have you guys ever seen? Oh gosh, what is that series with Vin Diesel where it's all nighttime?
Oh,
Haley's not going to know because she doesn't watch anything cool.
Basically, that's right. Yeah, I watch Hallmark movies.
It's where it's like, right?
Okay, you got me at Bridgerton. No, Riddick.
Yes.
Well, anyway, the idea is that you have to be lit up at all times, otherwise these monsters come out of the dark. Pitch black. Yes. Yeah. It's kind of that same idea. So she has to stay illuminated. That's her protection. one day the world just goes dark. And so if the lights go dim, they just jump out, and it's pretty neat. So that's why she's holding the flare. Anyway.
I love it.
Pitch Black. Ninth Wonder, what's up? We are covering Jenny Frison. Guys, Ninth Wonder is another channel that if you have not subbed, you are missing out. He is fantastic. We really like his content. He does a really cool FOC show. So check out Ninth Wonder over on YouTube. Riddick movies are the best guilty movies. That's probably true.
You go check them out.
Pitch Black is pretty good. I like Pitch Black.
It's not bad. It's the same idea. Like you got to
It's a little scary, but I could handle it.
It's Vin Diesel, so it's like you're not going to get like a huge moral message at the end of the film, but
right,
you'll be entertained enough.
There you go.
All right, we only have a couple slides left. Before we move on, make sure that you guys are giving the show a thumbs up. I know I've been saying that a lot, but the channel's still relatively new as an independent channel. And make sure you are following these lovely ladies. We have Sarah at SheGeek78 on Instagram and Whatnot.
Yeah.
And then we got Haley, Shy Comic Girl. You're not on Whatnot, but you're on Instagram.
I'm on Instagram and YouTube. Yep.
Yeah.
So both of these girls, they're amazing and they deserve your follow. So make sure you give it to them. Next cover. This just recently came out. Yay! I know you guys are probably excited we include this. This is Alice Ever After, the 1 in 25. There was a trade dress, just a regular $5 trade dress version of this, but I included the 1 in 25 because I think the details here are pretty badass. What do you guys think, Sarah?
Oh, I love it's the colors. The colors just, the purples and the reds, the golds, kind of like what we've been talking about all along. I love the kitty. I love the little rabbit. It's, I love it. The Mad Hatter's hat too. Like I just noticed that detail,
Oh yeah.
Is that the Cheshire Cat behind her? Is that what that is?
I think it is. You got the Cheshire Cat. You got the caterpillar.
The white rabbit.
Puka.
Yeah. That it's so cool. I love it. And to $10, another. I can't believe that's $10
for a 1 in 25 ratio for this to be going for $10. I was a little bit surprised.
Mm-hmm.
I thought it would be going for more than that. What do you think, Haley?
Oh my gosh, I was counting down the days for this release. I do have the trade dress because again, I like trade dresses and my stack was pretty big at my comic shop because I was traveling for a while. But I love this. I love the colors. I love the pink. I love the little, not like Easter eggs, but the motifs of Alice in Wonderland, like the Cheshire Cat, the hookah, the white rabbit, like so much of it. And then kind of built into that, I don't know, decadent, I don't know if it would be like early 19th century or, garb, but it's absolutely stunning. I love, love, love this cover. And I'm so excited for the series in general.
It's an interesting read. And you have Grimm. There's a Grimm preview at the very end. So you get to see a little bit of that. Latasha thinks it looks like Elle Fanning. I could see that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And Ultra is 100% correct. The variant distribution on this was a mess. They kept changing the Campbell, what it was going to be, and if this was going to be a 1 in 10 versus a 1 in 25, and if the Campbell was going to be a 1 in 50. It was a huge mess. Anthony and I were trying to figure it out. But at the end of the day, it's a really cool cover. I think that this one will continue to grow as the series does. Let's see here. Jenny loves her tassels. Again, Art Nouveau. It's that same ornamental look that she adds to a lot of her stuff. Okay, so the Mad Respect. A lot of more recent boom ratios are dirt cheap with overprintings.
Oh, that's good to know.
I will be buying them, is what you're telling me.
Right.
Yeah. Take that how you want, but that's how I would take it. Yeah, and the trade's not bad. The trade that Alice Ever After is in yellow on the bottom, and it's not super distracting, but I just preferred this one. Okay.
Ooh.
I had to. I know. I was like, I'm not going to. Okay, I'm going to. I'm not going to. So we got Sandman Universe, the Nightmare Country #1. This has been on the Hot 10 list the last 2 weeks. It's been on
every.
Yeah.
It was super under ordered because not a lot of people were out there ordering 100 copies of the original. So that's, I think, why this price is so inflated. But take the price out of it. This artwork is incredible. I'll add my 2 cents at the very end. Sarah, do you want to cover the stats and let me know your opinion?
Yeah. So Raw Comics sold April 22nd. Well, that's just like last week for $350. No graded copy just yet, and a raw comic at $329. I think this is the first time I've ever seen like her just using black and that kind of, black and white. And I love it. I mean, Death looks sexy, and I love that glowing white skin. It's just gorgeous. It's just one of those, like, if I could put it in a frame and put it on my wall, I would. It's just that gorgeous. So good job, Jenny.
Well said. That was a good little that was good. That was a good argument. I don't know what to say after that, but go ahead. Give it a shot.
Yeah, no, I mean, okay, so I feel like I'm gonna keep rolling with the punches. I've never read Sandman.
What? Oh, Sandman, I have
no.
Great, I'll give it.
I haven't read it either.
Oh, okay. I thought that was a like, nope, you're like voted off the island officially.
No, I haven't read that either.
Sandman's so good. One of Anthony's absolute favorites because it's a different take on death. If you're into like that kind of poetic justice type theme, but go ahead, Haley.
Well, so I want to, because like a million people have told me it's like absolutely amazing. Is the Sandman universe like Nightmare Country? Is that like a spin-off, or is it like you need to read everything beforehand? Or is it like all of the X titles where it's like you can't just like jump in, you really need to like with like a number one?
This one does kind of go in order because Nightmare Country, this is like, I think, the prelude, and then the one after this is going to be, I believe it's going to be called Dreamer Country, if I recall correctly. The chat will correct me if I'm wrong. So yeah, you do need to kind of read them. But I have, on the last show, we gave away this big ass trade that included every single issue, and that's what you need.
Okay, it's like a compendium almost.
Oh, it's an incredible book. It's so nice. But yeah, you kind of have to. I would say you want to read them in order.
Okay. That's good to know because I mean, well, this cover is intriguing me enough, but this is crazy. $350. It came out last week. That's insane. I mean, go Frison, like that. This cover is popping off. I love, like Sarah was saying, the white looks very like luminescent, and against like the black, it looks so gothic, and it's giving me Shakespearean vibes with the skull. I'm here for it. I want it. I will not be paying $350 for it, but I love it. It's absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, it's a cool story. And she did a little interview a while back. Oh, thank you. My husband keeps bringing me vodka cranberries. So if I start slurring here, that's why.
Love it.
Thank you, babe. She did an interview a while back, and she said that in her mind, when she draws death, she wants death to be almost like a friend. She wanted her to have soft, welcoming eyes. And so that was a big part. Again, if you follow her on Instagram, you can get a zoom up picture of the eyes there. And that's what she wanted to convey, was that death wasn't this threatening thing. It was more like, somebody to kind of help make the transition easier. And she did a different vibe.
And you can definitely see that, like, when you look at the face with, like, it is a softer eyes when you see versus, like, something is killing the children, like, the kind of coloring that she does for the eyes, it really pops and it stands out. But that's not what I'm drawn to when I look at this. It's like I'm drawn to the skull or her hands, or, like, her face is there, but it's not like I'm feeling, like, pierced through with that stare. So, yeah.
That character down there, the skull, what was his name? Fudge. I'm blanking. That's a character from the series.
Oh, dang. Like someone, like, it was a character? Is it like the skull's actually the character? Or is it like
there's actually
someone's dead?
There it is. Mike, thank you. It's Corinthian, which you see him in the earlier series, and he pops back up here. Morello knows everything. He did an interview because he works with CBSI. He did an interview with Jenny Frison, like got to meet her in the flesh. And
like, that's awesome.
Isn't it? I just think I would freeze up, though. I don't know if I can handle it.
Come to see too.
Yes, I did. I met her, and then it wasn't fun because you're wearing the mask, and you're like, I'm trying to convey like my admiration for her, and all I could say to her was like, you know, you killed it at doing Catwoman. And I'm like, oh, like what a dork. Like what?
I'm the same way. Whenever I go up to artists, I'm like, it completely freeze. I don't even know my name. I'm like, who? Like, I'm just like, thank you for what you do. And then I like shrink away and I'm like, okay, bye.
All right, so we all need to get arm in arm and approach her together.
Yes.
We have a list of demands. Here are all of our questions, and we want all this signed. And
yeah,
we'll have to be strong in numbers because I'm the same way, you guys. JT Rogers got this cover. It is awesome, and congratulations on that.
Congrats.
Yeah.
And apparently, we're not the only ones that have those moments. Okay, I think we only have. Okay, so FOC. This is the last slide before we call it for the night. But these are books that you have coming up. One of them I think is amazing. I'll let you guys decide. But we have Something is Killing the Children, number 24. This is cover B. You have until May 17th to get your order into your stores. And I included the little code that you want to give your retailers so that you don't drive them nuts. And then Catwoman number 44, you have until May 22nd on that one. So both of these, you have a couple weeks into May to get your orders in. Now, the Something is Killing the Children one, girls. That mask, she does different variations. So like the 1 in 50, the mask comes off and it's all like, Sarah, what have you seen it? The mouth is all like, blah.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like,
yeah.
Yeah. That is the term I would use is blah, like nasty. Yeah.
It's interesting. But this is a different piece for her. You're not seeing like this beautiful woman. You're seeing something different. Let's start with that. What do you think of the Something is Killing the Children?
You know, what's interesting is, you know, doing some research on her, she does not like doing men. She does not like drawing men. She likes women. She likes drawing women. That's it. So it's interesting that, you know, from, you know, all the Erica Slaughters that we've seen is now, I can't remember the name of this guy, but I still think it's awesome. I love the gold. I mean, the gold just is so prominent. And then the two creepy eyes, like it's fantastic.
Yeah, I'm 100% with you, Sarah. That gold in the eyes. It's like, and I love the wrinkles on the face. Like, I want this. Yeah. And now I'm like, Laura, I haven't seen the ones that you're talking about, like the variations, but oh man, if there's one that like shows with the like off too, I'm so curious.
It's the die cut. You filled in the blank there. The die cut mask that they are doing right now, you know, where it's covering the eyes.
Awesome.
It's the same concept. So you see it kind of slowly. There's like a bloodied version, and you see the mask completely come off, and it's interesting. You'll have to look it up. Look it up after the show. The 1 in 50.
It's a great story too. If you haven't read Something Killing the Children,
I need to. I mean, I actually have the slipcase version. I just haven't like read it. Like
just like everything else, right?
You gotta quit your job and just spend all day, every day watching films, reading books until you catch up.
Yeah, 100%. That's all.
Work is over. Right? Yeah,
I agree.
Using a mask. There you go. That's good to know. All right, and now the other one, Catwoman number 44. What do you think, Sarah?
Oh my God. Like, hello. Hello, Catwoman. Like, oh my, it's hot. It's like, you know, and I like I said, she has been killing it with the, you know, Catwoman covers. And I like the way that she draws Catwoman because, you know, she's not skinny with, you know, big boobs or anything like that. Like Haley was saying, is she's drawing a real woman. But, you know, in this picture, it's, you know, like I kind of reiterating it's the strength and beauty all in one. It's gorgeous.
I love it.
Yeah.
I agree with Sarah. I mean, strength and beauty. Catwoman, just like how she designs her is great. Like I've never been a huge DC fan. I've never really read Catwoman, to be honest. But if anyone's gonna get me to read Catwoman, it's gonna be Frison just because of the covers. So,
or Sozo Micah. Hey.
I know. Ooh,
her Catwoman were pretty badass too. Okay, not to be a total pervert, but this is gonna sound perverted. I love her boobs.
Oh, gorgeous!
Yeah,
that's perfect.
Guys, that's what boobs do when you're not wearing a bra. They kind of go sideways. They don't point straight forward. They're not at attention. Like that's
how you know a woman drew that, though, right? Like
exactly.
You see these other covers, and it's like straightforward, and they're like hitting her in the chin. It's like that's not.
I'm like,
not
She has a boob job. Like that's where that happened.
Yeah,
that's the only way.
This
or
chick
there's
knows
tape.
that would take a lot of tape, gentlemen. A lot.
Yeah.
Like, behind your ears and
oh my gosh.
I agree. I love gravity. See, there you go.
Yeah.
Not a bad thing. So these are both still going to be available. I gave you guys a couple weeks heads up. The red on the background of this, I think, is absolutely perfect. It really creates some contrast between Catwoman's outfit and the background. She just nailed it. And Laura pushes the show into the adult. Hey, I put them there not for kids. I do. I say, because I never know what I'm going to say.
We all have boobies. We all have boobies.
Mm-hmm. I looked at it at the right time. All right. Well, that was it for us. Let me get to the end here. Make sure you guys are checking out Cover Price and using code NERDVANA14 for 30 days of their unlimited membership. And then Bird City Comics, who I often represent, is our retailer sponsor. So check them out as well. Dropping new exclusives all the time. We just did a Catwoman book actually with Zerdy, and she has like tattoos all on her arms.
So good.
Pretty.
Yeah.
Before we go, Sarah, tell everybody where they can find you.
You can find me on Instagram or now I'm selling on Whatnot. I'll have my second sale this Saturday at 10 o'clock at night.
Good. Yeah. That's what happens after a couple cranberry vodkas. We start talking boobs.
Right?
Kind of true. Not tonight. So yeah, guys, Sarah, Instagram and Whatnot. She's an absolute joy. I love having you on. So thank you so much for filling in for my girls. I appreciate it. And Haley, where can they find you?
You can find me at Shy Comic Girl on Instagram and on YouTube. That's where I'd be hanging out.
So YouTube, I got to be on your show a few weeks back for the birthday celebration, which was so much fun. You are just killing it over there. It's amazing.
Oh, thank you.
Growing, and I'm very proud of you.
Oh, thank you so much. That means a lot.
I'm very, very proud of you. I love that there's so many women out there that are just, making their voices heard. And Queen Key had some mic issues, so she had to go. But thank you to Queen Key for tuning in too. For showing up too and being here. Her opinion was awesome.
Yeah.
Before we go, we have to do a giveaway. I'm doing it old school because I don't feel like, should I pull up the screen? All right, I'll just do it real quick.
Up to you. It's your show.
Right?
I don't want to. I'm just going to scroll through the comments. Okay. All right, Sarah, I'm going to put you on the spot. Sarah, say when.
When?
Metal Face, are you there? I'm giving you 30 seconds to respond in the chat. I think he's here because he just wrote great show, ladies. So Metal Face, say you are here, and I will be sending you the Jenny Frison Catwoman 41 and 42 on the house. Where is Metal Face? Technically, one of us should be doing a countdown.
I know I don't have. Yay!
He's here. These will both be going home with you. And guys, we do giveaways every single show. So as long as you're here, you have the chance to win. I think that's it. Anything to add, girls?
Bye, Frison.
Yep. True. Yes. Listen to Sarah. There we go.
Bye, Frison. That's all you need to know. Yep. Forget the entire show. Just bye, Frison.
Bye, Frison.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.